Welcome. Today our topic is Shakespeare sonnet number 14. We all know that Shakespeare has written 154 sonnets. From that I am going to explain you today number 14 in sonnet. Yes, sonnet 14. Not from the stars do I my judgment pluck, and yet methinks I have astronomy, but not to tell of good or evil luck, of plagues, of dearths, or seasons' quality. So, here Shakespeare is telling that we all know that first 1 to 126 sonnets were dedicated to young men. This song were dedicated to young men. Not from the stars do I my judgment pluck, and yet methinks I have astronomy. Yes, Shakespeare he knows very well astronomy. But even though he can think or he knows well astronomy, I am not going to judge with this astronomy by looking at the stars. I am not going to judge anything. I am not going to obtain how the future may be. I am not going to judge how the future may be by seeing the stars, even though I am good at astronomy. Because why Shakespeare has written this astronomy, the word here, during Elizabethan times this astronomy will become more close to the people and it become very popular. So Shakespeare is telling that I am not going to judge with these things whether the good or evil will come, or a plague or death or season quality. I am not going to explain all these things. I do not receive my knowledge or make my decision by the stars, or even though he is a well trainer in astrology, that is astronomy, that he cannot predict, that Shakespeare is telling that he cannot predict that whether good or bad will happen. And nor can I fortune to brief minutes tell, pointing to each his thunder, rain and wind, or say with princes if it shall go well, by oft predict that I in heaven find. So here Shakespeare is telling that nor I can say that what will happen in next moment in our day-to-day life, next moment, like a minutes after, or brief minutes, like a minutes or minutes after, what will happen I am not going to tell. I am not, nor can I fortune, I am not going to tell that by seeing the stars or pointing to each and everything, whether the thunder comes or rain comes or wind will come. I am not going to do. I cannot foretell our personal troubles. I cannot tell all those things like that he is telling. Or say with princes if it shall go well. I cannot say to the kingdom. I cannot go and say to the princess whether all the things will happen good. Like this I cannot go and say. And by frequent omens what will happen, that I in heaven mind. I am not going to I am not going to tell that whether it will good or it will done or it will not done. I am not going to tell by seeing the stars. By seeing the stars I cannot give the judgment. So in this quatrain Shakespeare is explaining that he cannot give any judgment by looking at the stars. By looking at the stars, whether good or whether evil things happens or whatever may be, I am not going to tell by looking at the stars. In the next quatrain, but from thine eyes my knowledge I derive, and constant stars in them I read such art as truth and beauty shall together try, if from thyself to store thou wouldst convert. So here in the next quatrain, our poet Shakespeare is telling that I cannot, in before what he is telling, I cannot predict the judge, I cannot give the judgment by predicting from the stars, but I can do all things. I can gain my knowledge by seeing your eyes. I can drive my knowledge by seeing your eyes, by seeing your beautiful eyes and constant stars. Your eyes is like a constant star. Your eyes is like a beautiful eye, and it is a constant star. In them I read such art. I can read from them. I can read from your eyes such a art, how truth and beauty shall together thrive, how the truth as well as a beauty will live together in harmony. I can see, I can predict, I can give a judgment by seeing your eyes, but not from the real stars. So here the poet is comparing to the constant, that is comparing to the stars to the young man's eye. The eye is compared to the constant star. As truth and beauty shall together thrive, if you would only turn your focus from yourself to creating a child. See, if from thyself to store thou wouldst convert. If you are thinking that your truth and your beauty is going together, you must give that convert. How? By would turn from yourself to having a children. You must give children. From that, what? Your truth and your beauty will survive, will continue. It will not stop. So I can see from your eyes I can see. Or else of this I prognosticate. Thy end is truth and beauty's doom and death. Or see, if you are not creating a child, or else this is my prophecy, that here Shakespeare is telling that the truth and beauty will all end when you die. If you die, it will end. But if you focus by giving your child, sure, it will create more beauty and more truth. It will not die by yourself. It will come for the future. So it will come for the next generation. So this is my thing. So here Shakespeare, the theme is the necessity of procreation that dominates the early sonnet. So here see that our poet is telling that you must give birth, because we already saw that from 1 to 17 it is a sweet sonnet, it is a marriage sonnet. The importance of, if the person is a very truth, if the person is a beauty or knowledgeable, if they give birth to a child, then it will continue. If not, means it will stop. So here same way our poet is telling that they must give, because if not, they die when the young man dies. The beauty, the truth will die when the young man dies. So this is what our Shakespeare is telling in this poem. And here we have some analysis. See, in this sonnet is very a typical sonnet, because the first 8 lines establish an argument. There he is giving some argument. I cannot say, I cannot do all these things. And then line 9, it turns this argument upside down with its first word but. The concluding couplet 13 and 14 declares some outcome or effect of the young man's behavior. So typically the concluding image is of death, as in sonnet 14. Thy end in truths and beauty's doom and death. In other words, we can say that should the young man die without fathering a son, not only will he suffer from the lack of an heir, but the world too will suffer from the youth's selfishness. So this is what Shakespeare is telling. And then after 8 line we can see the world, how the thought turn of thought we can see. It's a beautiful poem which was written by Shakespeare, and it also explicit how the beauty and truth is very important in the life of person. If you like this explanation, kindly give me kindly subscribe my channel, give a like to this video, and kindly comment in the comment box. Thank you.